Welcome to the Gospel of Ben channel. Today we are going to be talking about one of the nicest guns that I own, the Springfield Ronin 9mm in 4-inch. Now, I posted a video a while ago about this and deleted it because I said some things in there that were not correct. This comes in a 3-inch, 4-inch, 4 1/4, and a 5-inch. I do believe you can get it in 9, 45, and 10mm. I think. I know it comes in 9 and 10mm. I'm not 100% sure about 45. I think that is correct. This weighs, the 4-inch model, weighs 27.5 ounces. This is with an unloaded magazine. It is 7.6 inches long. It is 5.3 inches high. It does have the rear sight where you can rack it against something like your foot or your belt, and it comes with a fiber optic sight in the front. It is a bull barrel, and I apologize, it is unloaded. It has the fancy safety. I don't know what what you would call it, but it is not ambidextrous. And for the price tag of around $800, you could probably find it cheaper. I would think that would come standard. It has the very nice checkering in the back, but no checkering on the front. It does have a reversible magazine release. I don't know if that's 100% reversible. I think it is, but maybe that's not because it doesn't have the notch. Shows you that I don't know everything. Has a skeletonized trigger. It is a blued slide up on the top. I do believe that that is that part is steel, but it does have a aluminum alloy bottom. This is the frame. It's aluminum alloy. It is great to shoot. This gun is very accurate. The only issue I've ever had with it is my first magazine, the fiber optic came out. But there was a gunsmith, because I didn't know how to replace it at the time. I've since learned. There was a gunsmith there that put a new one in for me. I usually prefer green, but the red is fine. But this gun is fantastic. I love this gun. I carry this gun in the wintertime because you can open carry more because of your jacket. I do not carry it all the time. This is sort of my fancy barbecue, dressing up at church kind of stuff gun. It does have a nice blued finish, as you can see. Of course, it's got fingerprints on it right now. If you do not know how to maintain a blued finish, you need to research that before you buy one. I highly recommend you doing that. This, of course, needs to be cleaned before I put it back up. But it does have a bull barrel. The issue that I have with the bull barrel is you have to have a special tool. If you look down in there, you see that little hole? You put something like an Allen wrench. This is not the correct one, but you put something like an Allen wrench down in there, and it hits in that hole, and it keeps the spring retracted. That's not the correct word, but retracted, so you could pull it all apart. I do not like that. I do not like that you have to have a special tool to be able to take your gun apart. For me, that sort of defeats the purpose of being able to field strip it if you have a problem. But other than that, this gun is fantastic. Now, some small complaints, okay? These are not about the firearm itself, but more about the size of the firearm. The standard gun that you're going to find in a 1911, whether it's 9mm or 45, is going to be the 5-inch, the 4 1/4, and every now and then you will find some type of model that has a 3-inch. This one is probably one of the more famous ones. But because of the 3-inch, because that was the concealed carry option, they made holsters for it galore. 5-inch is easy to find a holster for because there's other models of 9mm 1911. 4 1/4 holsters galore because there is other models. With this one being a 4-inch, if you want something that is closed at the barrel without the extra sticking off, it's near impossible. I have had an extremely hard time finding a holster for this gun. I did find an outside the waistband holster from We the People holsters, which I would never recommend. That's just me personally. They hurt me every time I wear them. But that is an option if you would like. But because it's blued and because it's sort of fancy, I didn't want to wear Kydex because I didn't want to damage it. I know it is a tool and you should expect damage, but as I mentioned, This is more of like the barbecue gun, and if I have to use it, so be it. But if I'm going to go for, combat, or if I have to have something to defend myself in the home, I'm going to pull out the Glock or, something like that. Or my 45 1911, which at the moment is being worked on, which I will show this in a video in the future. I am currently replacing some stuff on it and changing the frame on it. But all in all, as far as the functionality, as far as the shootability, one of the best guns I own. It's fantastic. The trigger on it is like you would expect from a 1911. I don't notice anything wrong with the trigger, but I don't like the takedown. And finding a holster is near impossible unless you would want to do a custom job and pay like $150, $200 and then wait forever. I got lucky. I bought a Colt 1911 from a friend of mine. It was a Combat Commander, so it was 4 1/4. And when he gave me the gun, he gave me the holster he had with the gun, and it was a Milt Sparks. I mean, how can I get so lucky? And the cool thing was, he was left-handed, so he always had his belt loops on the opposite side. So the side that I was going to use were not even loosened up yet. And you could tell the wear and tear of it. It has been used a lot. But even though this is a 9mm, it fits in there just fine. The belt goes through this side, and that way when you tighten it down, it pulls it towards your body like so, okay? And then, of course, it draws just fine. I have no problem drawing it. And this is normally what I carry this in. I do have, as I said, like a Kydex holster, but I don't ever use it because it hurts me, and I don't want to mar up the frame and damage the bluing. As you can see, there are some wear marks from shooting it at the range, but that's fine. That's just part of the normal wear and tear. I just don't want to damage the bluing and it start rusting. This was a gift from my wife. I can't remember if I said this a while ago, when we sold a house. And when we got married, we both owned homes. I helped her sell hers, and she bought me a gift, and this was the gift. I don't know if your wife is as awesome as mine, but my wife is awesome. I'm glad I'm not a drug addict or something, because she might have done that. I don't know. She gives into my addiction of firearms. But, this is something I carry at church for special events, the fancy occasions. Hey, we're going out on the town, I carry this. Of course, it's covered up. I don't open carry very rarely unless it's a family gathering. But fantastic gun. Extremely hard to find holsters for. A Milt Sparks holster, which I don't think they even make this model anymore. A Milt Sparks holster, and you can see the markings here. Milt Sparks from Boise, Idaho. So you can see that it is the real deal. They're just now getting to like guns from February of 2024 or 2023. So they're like way behind on production, but that's because they are the best. And this holster is probably 10 years old and it still functions great. But if you can find a holster for it, put it in the comments. That one that's reasonable. And for me, reasonable is a holster under $100. I don't want to spend $200-$300 on it. I don't want to have a third of the price of my gun in a holster. I am not a war fighter. I am not a, I'm a good shot. I would give my life for my friends and family and try to save the life of anybody in danger. But I can't afford personally to be spending $200-$300 on a holster. I just do not have that revenue. I'm a poor preacher. To own a gun like this is a dream for me. I know some of you guys are able to go out and buy staccatos and stuff like that. Unless this YouTube channel takes off and I'm making thousands of dollars a month like Mr. Beast or something, that's never going to happen. I'm not Hitchcock that has a bunch of viewers, or, Grand Thumb or one of those guys. This is just, for me, this is a hobby. This is just something fun, mostly because I scour YouTube trying to find videos on the certain things like, hey, who's found a good holster for this? I haven't found any. So this is sort of me letting you guys know that Milt Sparks makes one. I think Right Leather makes one. It's like $140. But other than that, I've seen a few Kydex. Maybe there are other options out there, but this is not a popular size for them to make. And so why would they make a bunch of holsters for a size that's not going to make them money? You know, normally they make 365, Hellcat, Glock 19, of course, full size 1911, which I showed a while ago. This will be a future video as I am changing my 1911. I am filing it down to put a new beaver tail on it. I got rid of the palm swell for more one like this. That's going to be a whole video coming up here soon. Just showing you what I did. But fantastic gun. Springfield. I'm a huge fan of Springfield. I own 2 or 3. I highly recommend them. But just beware. It's going to be a hard time finding a new holster. Now, if you own the 3-inch or the 5-inch, it will not be as hard. But if you want something that is closed barrel, not like this, and you want something that is not going to have any wiggle because it was made for a 45 and you have a 9mm, you're going to have a harder time. I'm sort of picky, but that's just me. But fantastic gun. If you can afford it, if you find one used someplace for like $500-600, well worth the money. Well worth it. Nowadays, you can find 9mm in this size from like T-Sauce for $500. So you have to weigh the options yourself. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. There are places in the channel description of where you can help the channel through PayPal and Venmo if you would like to help. All my contact information is Gospel of Ben. So any of those types like Cash App or any of that kind of stuff, it's all Gospel of Ben. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. That's the best way you can help the channel, or just your prayers. Check out the other content. Pray for me. Pray for my ministry. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great night. God bless each and every one of you. Stay safe. Make sure you practice and make good decisions. I'll see you all next time.